54.19 still dropping. Thesis has still remained the same here. 54.20. Increíble. Right there. 54.21.50. Boom. Well, for I might have been faked out. Well, that right there is a testament, because we use the bookmap tools, we use options data here. That right there is a testament that no matter what tool you use, it all comes down to VPA. VPA first, and everything else second. Everything else second. Because CVD was showing 20,000 positive. We showed nothing but 30 million, now 40 million in net call buying. And what happens? The market drops 100 points for the largest red trend in the first hour of the entirety of the year. I would say market awareness is second, yeah. Yeah, VPA first, market awareness second, and everything else third. Yeah. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. According to Cheddarflow, there's an incredible amount of call buying on Nvidia right now, to the tune of about 11 million coming in for Nvidia for calls right now. So there's a ton of call buying at the moment, and whether or not they're getting smoked is one thing. But that's, like I said, that's why it leads my thesis that we're either having a 2% negative day today or we're having a massive V recovery. And I have no idea which one's going to do it. Which one's going to do it. What a freaking day. What a day. SPX is coming down to 54.17 here. They got down to 12. I would say another 10 points or so for that until that reaches its area. What would be the problem with playing based on call orders? Because the market is not structured around options. You remember, options are derivative of the order flow, of the positioning in the market. It's a derivative. So options do have a large effect on the market, yes, but it all comes down to order flow. When the market decides to sell, it's going to sell, and the options are just going to move around according to that. And then we have to then when we start breaching the larger levels of the calls, we can figure out what the market makers are going to do, what the dealers are going to do. If we start breaching through major put walls, then we know into negative gamma territory that they are now required to hedge their position back to delta neutral by shorting the market. They have to sell in order to get their negative gammas back into, or negative deltas back into positive territory. And then down the market goes. Selling induces more selling. So in terms of that, we have to pay attention to that. But just because the market's buying short-dated calls doesn't mean the market's not going to plummet into the earth. Look at this. We're about to put another low in here. 5,400 on SPX. Until we have a high-volume bottom wick, stay in your downside positions. I cannot stress this enough. There's not a single VPA signal to show that we have bottomed or that we are stopped or we don't have any more selling to come. If you want to catch a big move, you've got to stick to the VPA guidelines when they are there. Nvidia just put a new low of the day in. Apple just put a new low of the day in. On down. Yeah, you know what the funny thing is? I locked down my live account for a $500 profit this morning. I hit $500 and I locked it, just because that's usually what I do after I have a red day. I play things small. And here I am with a gigantic move that I could have absolutely just raked it in on. So luckily, though, I'm playing IBKR, so that's what really matters. Yay me, $500. I could buy lunch at a really nice restaurant in LA with kale and like tofu and spinach. Avocado toast, yeah. 54.15. Watch Nasdaq 600 sweep the bottom wick. Possible. Let's see. I haven't even checked Nasdaq here. Let's go look. I've been stuck on SPX. Nasdaq is down from 18,928 to 18,600, which is only about a 300-point move, which is nice. But that's small potatoes for a big red day for Nasdaq. Nasdaq's only down 1.3, but they have caught up a lot to ES. Nasdaq has some decent support at 588. Let's call it the 580 block, 580 to 588, 589, that block, 10-point block. They've got some decent support there. S&P, ES, is still coming off 5420. And like I said, I think SPX will tap 10 or tap 00 before it's all said and done. Came in late due to work and still made my goal in the main account with options. Closing it down, moving to futures. Nice, Kennedy. Fan-freaking-tastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. VPA is volume price analysis. It's the strategy by which I trade. I live and die by it. VPA first, everything else second. And third. Harris was using a Nova H1 audio earpiece during the debate with Trump. Interesting. I don't even know what that is. $5418 on ES, still dropping. RTY is also dropping if you're an RTY trader, down to 2061. The Dow got crushed today as well. They're down to 40,000 almost, 40,080. The entire market is red. XLK started out green, but they're down now 0.88. They're the strongest of the entire market. And they haven't even started selling yet. They're just down a little bit. They just kind of tripped over their foot a little bit. Everything else is face planted in the mud. Dropping all the way over. Yeah, buddy. $54.19 on ES, still plunging lower. $54.13 SPX. Let's go take a look at the options market. Still heading higher to almost 40 million net call buying and put selling on the market. I have a 50-day put on MES and it's hardly moved at all. Here we go. 5,400 on deck. There's not a single reason in the world to get out of a short right now or to get into a long. There's zero VPA here. Do you see any bottom wick with volume here? Negative. 9. So let's play to 5,400. DJT puts, keeps the gift that keeps on giving. Target 0. Yeah. Yeah, if you're holding, if you are holding DJT long, I feel for you. Everybody and their mother sees what's coming in November. They've already picked their candidate. Unfortunately, people still think that we have the illusion of a vote. $54.14 coming down. It's you. I wish. No, I don't wish. $54.15.14, still looking for SPX 5400. We're about 8 points away for our target of 5400. That'll almost get us to 2%, not quite. I still think that could be a possibility, but 5400 is going to be the first target there, most likely. This keeps going. I'm about to see $500 a contract on MES. Beautiful, Uber. Beautiful. What kind of Toyota do you drive? Nasdaq dropping back over here too. Great podcast with Anna. Order the book right away. Nice, Toby. Yeah, fantastic book. #1 book I recommend to people who ask. Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis. ES is 54.15. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Very interesting data. Very interesting indeed. Let's go see what Spot Gamma Heroes indicator is telling us. What do we got going on here? Put call ratio. SPY. Interesting. We've got liquidity up to 54.40. We have an oddly light order book. They had a bunch down here at 53.82, but they took that off. So no supportive measures here. So from a bookmap perspective, we don't have any supportive measures. We don't have any major like block orders coming in here. We don't have any major supportive icebergs. We had a whole crap ton of sell-side ice at the top. That was your first indication to start shorting this baby into the ground, which not saying I did. Even I got a late entry. But it was there. And now we don't have any supportive measures. CVD continues to stay down. And we don't have any icebergs. Down we go. Betty drives a 4Runner. I like 4Runners. Still dropping off. We've only had 2 candles all day today. 2 candles that have even touched the prior candle's high on the 5-minute chart. That's an egregiously strong downtrend. New low of the day for ES, 54.13 and dropping. Fantastic. No need to get out of any shorts yet. I'm trying to walk you through this as best as I can. Downside until you see a high volume bottom wick. I'm encouraging you all, if you want to catch a downtrend, you wait until you have a high volume bottom wick. Ride this baby into the ground. 5400 SPX, 2% red day on deck. $54.12, still dropping. They are adding a little liquid up here at 54.46, so maybe we touch 5400 then bounce. Maybe. I don't know. $54.12 still dropping. All the way down. At this point, I should be adding to my puts. Ridiculous. $54.13. That's it. We're almost there. 54.08 got down to 54.07. We're almost there. We're almost there. I had a 2001 Toyota 4Runner with 285,000 miles on it, and it ran perfectly fine. Those old 4Runners were taken care of, run forever. Yeah. When is it too much too fast the other way? Well, right here, it could be too much too fast. But for me, I'm still sticking by the adage. I need to see a high volume test because it all comes down to basic order flow for me. And the too much too fast usually is a pre-market thing because the market makes their trades overnight, and then the stock market opens at 0930. And the market undoes what has been because it wants to be unburdened by what has been, which is the overnight session. So the overnight session moves, and then they have to undo all that price action. And what the first 30 minutes to an hour accomplishes of the day is it adjusts for the prior session. It adjusts the close for the positioning that puts on the positions, the overnight action, and then it takes it off or puts it on. That's why the too much too fast rule works so well because you get this huge sweeping behavior overnight and then they take those profits and sell it at the open and you get the opposite reaction. But during the session, This is the reaction to the too much too fast. Now, this very well could be a lot of price action, and it is. But during the session like this, you cannot counter the trade until you have the VPA signal of the, in this case, a demand, either supply or demand. In this case, we're looking for a demand. The market right now is seeking demand. It's basically telling us right now, I'm going to sell this baby into the ground until I find demand. Come at me, bro. And that's what the market's doing. Until we find a high volume test, which in the VPA world is a high volume, long wicked bottom wick with high volume spike that closes in a very wide wick, then you keep on holding shorts or you keep on shorting. There's no indication to long here. Even if you miss a little bit of the bottom recovery, which causes a lot of traders to miss the moves altogether. A lot of traders try to catch the bottom. They wait and wait and wait. They never take an entry. The market finally bounces, and now they wait. Well, I want to catch the bottom, so I'm going to let it roll back over one time, and then it keeps on recovering, and you end up missing 50-60% of the move, and then you take a call at the very top, and then it reverses back down, and now you're pissed. So instead, what I'd rather do is wait for the first initial candle to close with a high volume bottom wick, enter on the confirmation on the second candle, and it gets you a nice clean entry. Do I use market or limit orders? Limit orders all day long. Never use market orders, in my opinion. I've used market orders before, but only in like emergency situations. Still, no high volume bottom wicks. On down, on down. Very little liquidity on Bookmap. We see a little bit coming in at 53.94, so they are adding managed liquidity lower. On down. I did that the other day. Yeah. Yeah, you know how I know that? Because I've done it too. You try to wait for a pristine entry and you end up missing 60% of the move because you're a jabroni and you're waiting. Or you use too big a position size and you're terrified that it's going to go wrong on you, so you wait and wait and wait and you end up missing the move. Whereas if you would have just used proper position sizing and taken a VPA qualified setup, you'd make a lot more money. Still top wicking. Nasdaq, new low of the day and dropping. SPX is coming down as well. They have their base, like I said, 5,400. Right now, dropping back over. Here's what I'm going to show you all this too. This is SpotGamma's hero indicator. Man, my computer's running slow today. I got a lot going on. I guess when you run Bookmap, Hero, Trace, IBKR, streaming software, TopStep, multiple trading view platforms, that things start to get a little slow. So what that's telling us, that's Hero's indicator, 0 DTE call flow or options flow, that they've been selling puts, they've been selling calls all day. Now that's the S&P. So interesting. It's different from what trading ticks are showing, isn't it? On SPX at least. On the book though, we have a very, very weak order book. Nothing on here that's supportive measures. We have a little bit of liquidity coming down to 53.94. CVD has gone up to 3,700, which is normal as we come into the expected demand area. Did your kid pour their milk into your PC and fire a graphics card yesterday? Oh no, Juicebox. That ain't no good, man. Well, at least they didn't use a juice box. Go buy a 4090. Yeah. You just described my life. I've been there, man. I've been there. I still make dumb mistakes too. Don't get me wrong. That always happens. You know what the difference is, though, between someone who does this for, I guess, some worth of a living and someone who is unable to turn a profit doing this, a beginner trader? The person who does this for a living still makes dumb mistakes. I still make dumb mistakes. I still make stupid, dummy mistakes. The difference is risk management. I'd never blow out an account or blow out a trade because it's always about risk management. Because you always have to respect the possibility that you're just dumb, that you're just kind of a moron. And when you do that, you have to have training wheels on. That's why you wear a helmet riding a bike. Because when you ride a bike, you're not planning to flip over the handlebars and crack your head open. But you wear a helmet because you have to respect the fact that that's a possibility. And I'm talking about myself there, McGurky. I'm talking about myself that way. A little bit of green. So we have a bottom wick. It's still not high volume, though. But remember, high volume bottom wicks for VPA reversal. It's so hard to stay in dad mode and just not lose it. I feel you. I feel you. None of my kids have broken anything too expensive yet. Although Mrs. Whim a couple weeks ago, she backed out my truck at the garage and destroyed my rearview mirror. But that's okay. I've since replaced them. I put on some actually used it as an opportunity to upgrade the truck, and I put on some trailer qualified rearview mirrors, which is really nice. I'm glad I did it. Which time frame are you looking for the bottom wicks? I am going to indicate these on the 5, but I'm not going to confirm anything until the 15. So right now I'm just chilling on the 5, waiting for the bottom wicks. Because the 5-minute is such an aggressive trend, I don't really need to be on the 15 right now. So I'm on the 5-minute, and if I start to see a high volume bottom wick, I'll switch to the 15 and hang out there. And once it closes the 15-minute candle, which we're about to here in about 2 minutes, I'll look at the volume, I'll look at the price action. If I have a large lower sweeping candle with volume, then I'll get out of my downside position. Until then, I'm riding this baby to Valhalla. Wife hates rearview mirrors. Wife has taken out 2. I don't know what women have against rearview mirrors. I don't know. $54.17. Look at the liquid coming on $54.40. So they are putting on some up higher. Will we get the high volume bottom wick to get me out of my short? Oh, a little bit of green. Can it hold? In that 15-minute candle. Watch the algorithm shift. Ditto news, so just my vision. Green coming up. One of our first days in our new house, I took off the side mirror backing out of my truck. Got to learn to install a new one, though. Oh, it's easy. I replaced, I ended up replacing both of my mirrors, not just one of them. because I replaced both. I replaced for a new model. It took me like 20 minutes to do both of them. Super easy. YouTube for the win. All right, look what happened with the algorithms there. We had a nice green candle with still no volume spike. So there's two components there. The second the candle closes at 11 o'clock and the next candle starts at the 5-minute, algo shift back to red. The algo shift right at the top of the hour, immediately red. Jail. You undercook fish, believe it or not, straight to jail. $54.20. Still dropping back over. So we had a nice little bottom wick there, green candle, but no volume. So you need both components. Otherwise, it's an unsupported move. My wife backed into the vehicle one day, went to her aunt's house, and then her aunt backed into my wife's car. Her aunt taught her to drive, and they're both terrible. Yeah. That kind of reminds me of my son. We were throwing the baseball one day last year, just warming up before a game, and he missed the ball completely over his glove. It hit him smack dab in the middle of the forehead between his eyes. And did the whole crying thing, obviously, but he was fine. So he goes to the game to warm up. His coach, same thing, misses the ball. His coach hits him smack dab in the same spot. I'm like, dude, you gotta learn to cast the ball, dude. Yeah, I was like, come on, man, it's not your day today. It's not your day. I guess he took keeping his eye on the ball a little too literally. This is my 5th day trading options. Red so far. Came from crypto. Made decent money there. Took profits and left. Options is tricky so far. Options are tricky. The thing about options trading is that there are two components to the options. There's the actual taking the entry on a proper structural move, and two, timing. You could take a very good move at a very good point, but if you're too early, you're wrong. If you're too late, you're wrong. And that's because of the time value application. Very aggressive. Nice, John. Well done. ES coming up to 54.25 here. I'd buy a catcher's glove to be able to play catch with my boys when we were in high school. I throw too hard? Like it. Imagine the NDX calls from the bottom if we V-recover this. If they V-recover this, it'll be phenomenal. This is one of those days where I really regret hitting that lockout button. Stupid lockout button. I was trying to be all responsible and stuff. Bottom wicking a little bit. Little liquidity up here coming on at 54.35. You see the CVD start to increase. It's gone from 800 to 6,100. Maybe I'll go ahead and close this baby out here. I'm starting to get a little bit of volume here, a little bit of top wicks creeping in. The big confirmation is to close over 5425. If we close over 5425, I'll be ready to get this baby closed out here, which looks like we're going to do it. 5400 defense, which, like I said, that's kind of what I was looking for. SPX 5400, right off that area. $54.28. When I was in third grade, I had baseball practice where a ground ball skipped up and busted my nose. Got that to stop bleeding, went back out there and only have a ball go right on my mitt, smacked me right in the eye. Oh no. That ain't no fun. ES is coming up here. So a little 20-point bounce on ES. Maybe that might be it. I'll probably go ahead and close these babies out. How about that? I like it. I like it. Out. Dunskies. Hope someone took an NDX call on that bottom. Wouldn't that be something if they recovered all of this? That would be pretty insane. $40 million net premiums. We have SPX GEX at the moment. 5455. That would be a 30-point recovery from here if we were to grab that. Took an SPX call butterfly. Nice. Let's go take a look at the weather for the day. I've got a lot of work to do today. It's my last day before an inspection. High of 90. Wind southeast at 5 to 10 knots. Partly cloudy skies. I like it. It's raining gabagoo here. Yeah. Please talk TPY all the time. Live in my neighborhood, same weather. I don't know where you at, Prison Mike. You have to say. You have to say. $20-point bounce on ES. Let's see if they actually do this. Can you imagine if they actually recovered this thing? That would be crazy. Tomorrow is Thursday. We have initial jobless claims at 8:30. We have PPI, a bunch of other cool stuff. 30-year bond at 1 o'clock. 30-year bond at 3 o'clock. Closed out my prop stuff. Personal account is on a swing trade, so I'm done for the day. UT, I know you're not here. Like Utah. Yeah, I'm not Utah. Although a guy I graduated high school with went out to UT to become a pastor to Utah. And he's a pastor out in Utah now. I think Salt Lake City, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while. I've had my fair share of losing teeth in high school during a basketball practice. I was in a paint guarding our big man who's 6'6". He did a drop step, caught the elbow. Uh-oh. That ain't no good. Still finished practice, so that's good. You're in Utah? Nice. So I'm back to flat, no trade for me. Don't know if I'll put on another one or not. Maybe. Maybe. Let's look around here. We have 5440 liquidity up there. Other than that, that's pretty basic. Nasdaq right here has 18787 on deck, which is, I mean, all the way at the top. A little bit at 725 here too. Nothing really down below. Can you imagine if they've recovered this? I've seen crazier things though, but that would be nutty. Nutty. Thanks for your guidance. I wouldn't have gotten through my puts or longs on futures this morning without applying what you've been teaching. Kept it on that volume nonstop. Worked phenomenally on platinum. That's the thing crazy when volume steps in. Nice, Kennedy. Very welcome. Very welcome. Let's see. SPXGX 5460. Took a few beatings there. Nice. I knocked out both my front teeth when I was 12. Like root and everything. That was terrible. Yep, we have Yabla's claims and PPI tomorrow. A-firm. Yep. A lot going on, shaking and baking this week. And then, of course, next week's the big week. The big week. Friday, we have not much. Not much. 54.35. They are climbing. Stopped out for 150 points. Nice NTG. Beautiful. Buyers are hitting this thing here. Coming up. VIX is starting to roll off. We're already looking at a 25-point bounce so far. Right into the SPX 5400. $54.40. 54.42. Uh-oh. Could you imagine if they did it? Could you imagine if they did it? Wow. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Go ahead. Make my day, punk. Nasdaq's coming along here too. So the first target, if they do start to recover here, about 54.50, which is now 11 points up. Nice little move. Imagine the gains on an NDX call. Dude, yeah. If you got the big enough cojones to play some NDX and you caught that thing from the bottom, you're talking big, big money. That's an easy six-figure return right there. Easy six-figure return. Right up against this liquidity here, 54.50. A little bit of 77 here, but the buying is definitely coming along. We're now back to 11,000 CVD. We went from 800 to 11,000 CVD here, and they're starting to kind of come along. This is a large engulfing green with volume, so they are doing their thing. And like I said, they've been buying calls all day and selling puts on the SPX to an egregious manner. See what they can do. What's Nasdaq doing here? So 150-point recovery on Nasdaq. We're approaching the overnight low here. Liquidity at 54.43. It's almost like they knew what would happen. Well, we got a long way to go. Don't get me wrong. This is an aggressive move off the bottom. There's a long way to go to recover this baby. They did it yesterday, and I've of course seen this before, especially on CPI days. I've seen 100 points up, 100 points down on CPI days a couple of times. So we'll see if they want to do this. That would be fun. Just keep on looking for managed liquidity here. See if we can get, if they start building some structure here between 42 and 75, like maybe this guy right here and this guy right here, we might have some fuel, some tackling fuel to start getting up here. We have the calls. The calls are there. Do we have the order flow to get up to 54 or 75? That would be an incredible day. We have the calls. But do we have the order flow? Absorbing into this 43. Here we go. Here we go. See what we can do. See what we can do. 41, 42. Still coming along. Nasdaq is doing its job. Nasdaq just went over 700. Right there. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. CVD is raging. Yeah, almost 12,000 CVD now from 800. We have the price action to support it. We have the volume coming in. 54.37. Oh, rejection. There we go. 54.36 down. Can't get through the 54.40. That's your target right there. Get through that, and we might start getting that 70 area. But this is your target right here to get through first. So I'm currently flat, so I got nothing going on. I got no skin in the game here. I don't want any part of some afternoon shenanigans. I am G to G. G to G here. What we got? 54.38. What do y'all think? Anyone catch the bottom with the long? I know one of y'all did. What y'all got? My money's on Trader J. What about it, Trader J? You catch the long at the bottom? Oh man, your audio's cutting out really bad. Oh, sorry. Anyone else's audio doing that? Something I need to fix. I'm up 1K and I'm out. Staying disciplined. Thanks for the whole community. Nice, Paul. How could I trade and listen along with you every day? Do you have an email I can contact on your website? Last 2 days I made a profit back in the afternoon. I lost it. Yeah, you could, down in the description of the video, you can hit me up in any of those channels there. You can shoot me an email at optionsmillionaire2020@gmail.com. Of course, go on the website, theoptionsmillionaire.com, there as well. But I appreciate you hanging out with us. So top wick rejection off of 42. Unable to get through that 40 area. Right in that order block. But I am going to wrap this up here in a few minutes. And I'll be done for the day. We do have a bond auction later today, if I remember right. Very hard to get a trend down day for the whole day. Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's as aggressive as a trend we're going to see out of the gate. But to get a day like that all day, we had one last week. What, on Monday? Last Monday we had it? When was that? Tuesday. Last Tuesday, September 3rd. That was a trend down day the entire day. This doesn't happen very often. Ooh, sweeping rejection. Look at this. Booyah. Almost purchased 10 platinum. Thank goodness I'm still a noob and didn't load this account up. I did 10 $10 out of the money SPY calls. Low investments. I'll be working the rest of the day. Beautiful. You'll be in touch. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it, buddy. Look forward to having you. 5432 ES coming off again. Oh, man. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. About 7 minutes left. If you have any questions, let me know. Any other comments, I'll be happy to explain anything. Got out of my trade there at the bottom, or close to the bottom, and I'm not in anything else. I don't tend to take anything else. So, I'll let y'all have fun with the V recovery. I caught it up to S2 and I was happy the progress made. Purchased at S4 limit. Beautiful. If ES tops will exist on 15, then we'll have a retest of the 5400 area. And that'll be that. What's the rest of the world doing today? CL is downtrending nicely. A little bit of bottom like themselves, but nice downtrend. Gold got crushed and then recovered. Silver the same thing. RTY crushed in small bounce. SPX is coming all the way back down to the low of the day. Beautiful. VIX rocketed and is now holding 20. Yields are all red, but sold all the way back off, which is interesting. And ES is 5430 and falling. Not done selling yet, baby. Apparently. Do you have a preset stop loss and target profit on IBKR? No. So all my stops and trades are managed based on market liquidity. So I structure everything based on how the market's moving based on particular levels. One sec, I gotta take a call. I got a call coming in. Yeah, OM is on a call, not in a call. Telephone call, yeah. Still looking at the 54.40 right here. What we got? Here's another retest of 54.40. That's your basis on which to go for 54.60. If you're going to play this, obviously we don't know if they're going to recover this or not. I don't know. Play it level to level. Go from 40 to 60, 60 to 75, and then 75 to, that if we get 75, that should get us to pretty close to high of the day if they do something like that. But that's an egregious move, so we're way too early yet for that. But if they do something like that, first they got to get through 40, 42. So we're about done here in about a minute and a half, so let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. But there you go. Yeah, TradyTix just said, TradyTix themselves posted on their Twin account, what do all these call buyers know that we don't? Because they're showing the same thing as well. Massive call buying all day today. So all the moves down, bottom wicking back up should confirm this should be a primary trend reversal to it. We're still too early. If they hammer this candle and V recover this, then yes, I agree. This is just accumulation to go higher. But that's a big if. We have a long way to go to V recover this. This is just a very small green move off the bottom support of 5,400, which is going to be strong. So, but if they reclaim anywhere near the highs of the day, then yes, it'll be, in my opinion, accumulation to go up. But that's, like I said, that's a structural move. Kind of want to buy a lotto call, use 5% of my green for today. Do it. Why not? Get you a very small, small position. You never know. You never know. Just don't put any real money on it. How often does price action and data diverge so hard? Very rarely does that happen. Because I was seeing both a very positive CVD on Bookmap, and I'm seeing a whole bunch of call buying on the option chain. So I was seeing divergences across multiple different platforms, multiple different tools. So it wasn't just isolated to, one thing. All right, y'all, that is 11:30. Time for me to sign off here. So let me know if you have any questions. Hit me up with a DM if you want to come over and hang out. Other than that, I will see you all next week for the Bookmap stream. Next Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern Time for 1 hour. And then for everyone else, I'll be back tomorrow morning. We have a little bit of data tomorrow, and then, of course, 30-year bond auctions. We still have a 10-year bond auction later today, so it should be pretty spicy still. Let's see what happens. Like I said, if you want to go higher, we first have to claim 54.42-ish, hold it, and then we'll go up to about 60 block. So don't get too carried away. Let's just see what happens. I'm currently flat, no trades for me. Probably won't take another trade the rest of the day as I've captured some good profits, and that'll be it. So Appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time. I'm out. See ya.